Morning, Sal. That you can be a club legend, but it doesn't protect you from the axe, does it?
Oh, it was painful yesterday, wasn't it, for Chelsea fans? Lots of Chelsea fans very disappointed to see Frank Lampard sacked by the club he is so closely associated with. But as ever, we have to look ahead, don't we? Because we are now just waiting for Chelsea to confirm who will replace him as their new boss. As I said, he was sacked yesterday. He'd been in the justs. Now, one man who knows what it's like to be hired and fired by Chelsea is Jose Mourinho. He is now in charge at Spurs, and they avoided an FA Cup upset. Ambitious 10-year plan to get people engaged and active again. Now, the main focus will be grassroots organisations hit hard by the pandemic. Let's speak now to Sport England before the pandemic hit, but obviously things are even more challenging for grassroots sports clubs at the moment. How quickly can you help clubs, for example, that might be in crisis right now? Because, you know, we're in a crisis situation, aren't we? And many clubs can't wait 6, 12 months for money to come through. OK, how do you do that? Because at the moment, if you're a parent of a child who is being schooled at home, they're stuck in the house all day, maybe on a laptop or a phone, doing their best to work. It's cold outside, it's dark early. How are you going to help get children outdoors or even indoors and active?
Well, you're absolutely right.
People may be involved in grassroots sports clubs who will have just heard him say an extra £50 million coming quite soon as an emergency fund, and think we could do with a bit of that.
And also the last thought there on it being fun as well is really important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shall we find out?
Sally's here. I mean, it's not even 24 hours and they know who they want to replace Frank Lampard, is that right?
You make a really good point there, Louise. It's not even 24 hours and we already know who is almost certainly coming.
Forward planning.
Well, you just have to wonder how long ago they decided about Thomas Tuchel. Possibly they knew quite a long time before we all knew yesterday. He is the man who replaced Jurgen Klopp at Borussia Dortmund, and now Thomas Tuchel is set to get the job of replacing Frank Lampard at Chelsea. Sport England say they will invest another £50 million to help people get engaged and active again. Main focus will be grassroots sports organisations who've been hit the hardest by the pandemic. Their chief executive, Tim Hollingsworth, says it will be a vital part of the recovery.
One thing that feels fun.
So important, isn't it, to try and keep as many grassroots sports clubs going at the moment, so many struggling.
Absolutely right. Sally, thank you very much.
It's
all change at Chelsea, isn't it,
someone's
Sal?
coming from Germany.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not the only one who's arriving from Germany, perhaps. Thomas Tuchel, yes, this man here, who is set to replace Frank Lampard at Chelsea. Now, he could be in the dugout for their match against Wolves at Stamford Bridge tomorrow, but he's got to pass a coronavirus test to get into the UK, and then another one to Premier League club's bubble. Oh, to be a fly on the wall for that conversation between Mourinho and Lampard, post-Lampard sacking by Chelsea. They will have a few things in common.
They might have a long drink if they were allowed.
Yes, I imagine, yes.
He knows all about it. He's left Chelsea a couple of times, hasn't he?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, thanks, Al.
Now